Welcome. You're here early, that's good. Means there's something special about you. The Elysian might look a bit fancy, but she's been through more storms than I can count. She'll take care of you, and if you would be so kind, take good care of her. We got a whole lot going wrong around here. You better train up. We got terrors knocking on our infrastructure, and some mighty strange occurrences going on. I'm afraid our world is at risk. Without people like you, cornucopias might fall into darkness. Better get smart, get trained, and be ready. The storm is coming. I can feel it. I'd like to say we've been through worse, but this time I'm not so sure. Good luck out there. You're going to need every bit you can get.
Yeah, from the basement to the bull run, let's get it. We rise through every flame, we never quit it. I was down, charts red, blood on my paper. Learning every candlestick tear turned me braver. Support under pressure, resistance on my shoulders. Every loss was tuition, now my mind's bolder. Volume spikes in my vision, heat forge my fire. Stop loss on my doubt, take profit on desire. I grind while they sleep, midnight scroll through the data. Rising through the levels, breakouts my creator. They said I'd fold, I told them watch me unfold. Build amidst the blaze, heart tempered in the cold. We build amidst the flames, we never break. Climbing up the charts, making every play. Hard work pays off when the candles burn away. We're gonna make it, shine when the smoke clears day by day. We're gonna make it, watch us storm through the gray. Through every dip and delay, we still on our way. Margin calls tried to choke, turned them into fuel. TM maps in my soul, now I'm nobody's fool. Fibonacci guiding steps, Elliott waves align. Each rejection's in a step up the incline. Stop loss on my fears, breakouts in my mind. Bull runs in my blood, bear traps left behind. Hard-earned conviction, diamond in the rough. Trading hours till dawn, discipline's enough. The wick burns low, my spirit only grows. Ashes in my past, but I'm blazing for it now. Charts can't contain me, my vision unstoppable. We're gonna make it unbreakable. We forged through the fire, kept our faith unshaken. Analyzed every move, risk reward awakened. Building up our staking, every loss we've taken. We're gonna make it, see us rise when all's been shaken. We're gonna make it, our legacy's engraven in the book of the brave. We're the ones who remain. Let's go!
What's going on, Ada Gang? It's Ada Ace. I'm the founder of HydroDrip, a Cardano native incubator powering NFTs, DeFi, and marketing for top-tier Web3 projects. We're built by community and driven by utility. So if you're looking for marketing or advisement, reach out to us at hydrodrip.io today. But this is Strike Zone Daily, where we check the markets, analyze the charts, and then strike when the time is right. But first, let's get that intro. Good morning, y'all.
Welcome to the Strike Zone, lock it in tight. A to H's calling shots in the crypto fight. Welcome to the Strike Zone, lock it in tight. A to H's calling shots in the crypto fight. Welcome to the Strike Zone, lock it in tight. A to H's calling shots in the crypto fight. Welcome to the strike zone, lock it in tight. 8 to 8, calling shots in the crypto fight.
Tuition paid, scars from the game. Now we trade with precision and flame. Strike while it's hot on that on-chain lane. With leverage loaded, he's calling your name. Carter knows the field and the zone is live. Every candle lit up like it's ready to drive. Drip fed moves with a hydro kick. Strike perpetuals, yeah, the plays come quick. So step in the booth, let the markets unfold. This strike zone daily where the feelings go bold. Step in the booth, let the markets unfold. This strike zone daily where the feelings go bold. Step in the booth, let the markets unfold. This strike zone daily where the feelings go bold. Feelings go bold, feelings go bold, feelings go bold, feelings go bold. Welcome to
So, how are y'all doing this morning? Make sure to hit the likes, hit the subscribe, go visit all of the links down in the description below, and especially all the other TA influencers that are out there, or whatever the hell you want to call them. We're all just regular people on the internet, just showing you what we see in the markets every day. So, let's get over and look at the Cardano markets. And I apparently was running Copy last time, so let's fix these things here real quick. There we go. Now we're looking a little right. Let's put me back on the correct side over here. All right. So, and we're looking at tap tools over here. So currently the price of ADA is 88 cents with a 24-hour DEX volume of 6.8 million ADA. NFT volume is 26,000. We'll actually start looking at some NFTs because the ETH NFTs are starting to run. ETH token ran. Now the ETH NFTs are running. You had some other tokens running. You had Doge start running over the weekend. The Bitcoin dominance is down. We'll get into all of that, but we're looking like we're starting to progress into what we would be waiting for the entire time is the bull market. And the parabolic bull market. How about that? So SNEC is up almost 4% in the last 24 hours. World Mobile doing its thing is down almost 7%, down 14% for the last 7 days. It is my largest holding and one of my biggest beliefs that it will do very well. It is almost ready for mainnet, and they do have 2 million daily active users. So we'll see where the token price actually goes, but you know, it's been down. We'll look at those charts here in a second too. AJAX down 2.5%. LQ is up almost 10%, and that is also due to some of the issues or potentials with butane and LinFi basically going out of business, and those are other lending borrowing protocols on the chain. You have Igon that is down 4.5%. And also, if y'all didn't go belly up LinFi or butane, come out and tell us what the hell's going on and why your token is just going down and you haven't said anything. So MinSwap up 1%. Strike is down almost 5.5%. Husky up 2.6%. Up 21% in the last 7 days. It's still not zero, and it's about to actually burn a zero. So people still haven't figured out what the hell to do with that, and they keep buying it. Shin token, which is the reserve for JED, is up 1%, and rounding out the top 10 is Indy with a number 11 of Copy, which is not off by much from market cap, taking number 10 in market cap. Let's go ahead and look at our top 5 trending tokens. We're going to have SNEC, World Mobile. There's Flow. That's a new lending borrowing that's coming in. It's number 3 in trending, but it is down 7%. It's got a good run. And then IUSD and Strike. So let's go over here and look at some Strike TA real quick. So what I was looking at before the stream was the potential for a bullish divergence to be forming here on the 1 hour chart. We will see if this will be able to hold here. If it does hold here, then we could at least see the reclaim of 195. But who knows? It could actually find its way to at least the next fib target, which was the 3.618 of around 240 ADA per. So we'll see if it can get there. They need some of the liquidity provisions to start working properly and other things like that. They get SNEC running and everything else, it'll be great, because they'll be able to do perps on SNEC, perps on ADA, and they're actually talking about doing perps on many things that maybe don't even actually ride on chain on Cardano. So it's pretty interesting to see what they might be able to do with that. Let's look at SNEC. SNEC is the #1 meme coin on Cardano. It is not really even a meme coin. It is just Cardano's token, essentially. It does lots and lots of things. They do all kinds of things. They have all kinds of different things that are going on. They burn a lot of the token and other things like that. But as you can see, it is in a upswing, definitely in an upswing. If you think like I do, I think that this is a leveraged play essentially on Cardano. Let's go ahead and back out and look at a 12-hour chart and see what it's been doing. So as you can see here, it has been on a tear, and I do not believe that this tear is going to stop anytime soon. So let's get our fib out, come from the top here, come to the bottom. We are about at the 5, and the way you would look at this is it come up to at least the 618 or potentially the 786. And if it is able to cross in and over the 1, then you would be looking for a reclaim of the 1618, which is almost at 0.01 ADA per, which would be very great. They're on their way to what I believe is $1 billion market cap. So a little bit more about Bodega. We're going to be running through a little more of the Cardano native assets, because I truly believe that we are about to start coming into when these are going to start popping off. Look at Bodega looking like a damn flag. Look at that. That is a beautiful flag here. Oop. So there is one piece here. There's a pennant part there. Long ass flagpole. And let's see. Oh, but so somewhere around 1.44 is like a potential. No, hold on. We didn't go down far enough. It's right here. So target for Bodega, if this is a pennant, would be around 1.27 ADA per, which is a long ways from where we are right now. Let's see. That target is almost 100%. So if you're looking at some Bodega and you like some Bodega, I do know that they're about to come out with V3, so it does kind of mesh with the chart here as well, on the 12-hour chart as well. So okay, let's look at some JPEGs here. So this is JPEG Store. This is where you would be able to buy NFTs easily on Cardano. Yes, there are other different marketplaces, but this is #1, kind of like OpenSea would be for ETH, as JPEG Store is for your Cardano NFTs. So in the last 7 days, you have your top 12 NFT collections. Here's Dag Pixels, AI Bending, Nike Verse, Bank Card, The Berry, 19,000 Floor, Space Buds, OG there, Ada Handle, Tappy Tools, CTV Earth Vault, CTV represent. There you go. If you want one of those, the floor is 315 ADA. Those are a portion, a breakdown of Earth Vault number 71 that CTV owns, and that is the blockchain backside of World Mobile Token, or World Mobile Chain, actually. There you have Cornucopia's land sales, which Cornucopia said that their land rush was potentially in the next 30 days. It is a development deal, so don't hold them to it. Clay Nation, another OG, and one rounding up the top 12 there. So with that being said, let's come over here to the studio so we can do our live read for BOK. BOK analyzes the entire market sentiment, volume flows, trend signals, and momentum shifts, and feeds me a clear, calculated bias before I even open the chart. It's like having a second set of eyes that don't miss. Whenever I'm scalping the 5-minute, swinging the 4-hour, I always check to see what BOK is seeing. It cuts through the noise and helps me decide if I need to long, short, or just sit still. If you're in DeFi, leverage trading, or even spot, BOK AI's got your back. And trust me, once you use it, you won't want to use anything else. All right. So it is a Discord bot. You can get access to their Discord bot by buying their token, the BOK token, from Splash or MinSwap. So once you have at least 300,000 to get in, what I'm showing you is the premium access. So you need 3 million of their tokens, which the last time I checked was about 1,500 ADA. And it does give you lifetime access. So you would come over here. We like the swing trade. So it's STRADE, swing trade ADA. You press enter and you wait for it to populate over here. It's going to run its analysis and then give you some text for us to read, and we'll read it back to you. And while we wait, hydrate. All right. So, trying to make this big enough here for you so y'all be able to see it. So the I don't even have any music on for y'all guys. I'm sorry. There we go. Tell me if it's too loud for y'all. Alrighty, so BOK AI says long, based on the 15-minute chart, the candles of the last day, ADA shows a clear upward momentum with higher lows and higher highs forming in the most recent candles. They are positioned as a long for a swing trade. They like the 3x on this. Entry price of the current market, which is almost 90 cents. Stop loss of almost 89, and they're going to give you 3 targets here, trying to level out so you can make sure that you actually get some profits if you hit these targets. They're talking about a 91.3, 92.7, and 93.4. They want you to use around 5 to 7% of your trading capital. Remember, if you're trading leverage, you keep your spot bags, you keep your hodl bags separate from your leverage trading, and you only trade a portion of that bag with every trade. You don't go 100% with every bag on every trade. You want to make sure that you can lose, because this game is not 100%. So they want about 1% of the total portfolio. So let's see here. Recent price action shows a breakout from a consolidation phase with increasing bullish momentum. I would definitely agree with that. Asset has formed higher lows and higher highs in the last few hours, and the most recent candle shows strong buying pressure from 89.2 to 89.9. Volume appears to be supporting the upward momentum. Let's see. Consider scaling into the position with 50% entry now and 50% on a small pullback. That is definitely very smart. Once the move the stop loss to break even once the target has reached. This is using the thought pattern of using a trailing stop kind of, or moving your stop as you're watching your trade to confirm that you grab profits if the price does spike down to the bottom, since this would be a long. The overall trend appears to be bullish in the short term, with the price action breaking above the previous resistance. Set a trailing stop after target 1, so to protect profits. Just like I said, look, hey, it's like I kind of know what I'm talking about. Let's see what Pro Risk has to say. This is going to give you a little more data and other things like that. And then we'll move on and look at the liquidity map from CoinGlass. All right, so RSI is 75. That's a little high. You're in the overbought section then, because over 70 is overbought. Positive on the MACD. The signal line suggests bullish trend, but narrowing the gap between the two lines indicates potential momentum slowdown. SMA of 89.1 is slightly below the current price of 90 cents. Apparently, we're just going up. Yes, we are at 90.4. We need to get over to the chart. It'll run before we even get there, apparently. Safe leverage. Okay, so current bullish momentum and an overbought RSI suggests market sentiment is positive for the short term. However, potential for a price correction or consolidation due to technical indicators may lead to increased market uncertainty and volatility. That is correct. I kind of am looking for us to fluctuate here, but with the market being as bullish as it is, you don't really want to trade against the trend, and currently the trend is massively to the upside. So if you're going to want to be a contrarian trader today, you want to have tight stop losses and make sure that your indicators are definitely firing before you enter. And you might want to let the market open first to let the market run or drop right there with the market open. We have had a long run basically over the last couple of weeks that we've had positive momentum. We haven't had any bearish news or anything else. So you kind of think that there could be a little hiccup here or something because it doesn't just go forever. So here is some liquidity. Let's refresh the liquidity. We have a lot of liquidity right above us at 91.5. Definitely right above us for the 12-hour. Let's check the 24-hour. 24-hour is not much above us, and the low below us is at all the way at 83. Let's check another exchange. Here's Bybit. Liquidity above us, 91, a little below us here. And let's check out Gate before we move on to, so we can get back to the chart. Gate has almost nothing. BitGet is basically just below us. All right, so let's look at our charts here. So this was my trade that I was looking at before the stream started, was trying to calculate on the fact that you were going to see a bearish divergence start to pull in here. So we're going to be seeing this where your higher highs are there, and then your RSI momentums are a higher low. Obviously you haven't kicked over to the bottom yet. So see how this is still on the way up. You're looking for this to kill over a little bit there so it can give you a higher low, and you have a rising volume, and your money flow is in the green, so you don't want to be bearish. Your true 7 is almost at the top, so you want to look for this to come up and start getting flat, and that's where you should start looking for a reversal. Not completely clipping up here yet either. No down reversal and no swing failure pattern. So those are all good things there for going further to the north. As the volume profiles show us here, let's hide these things so you can see a little better here. So I had this green block here as basically volume, where when we went in, we came right out of it, or we went right back through it in the previous time frames. We have started to play around in this zone, so we do have a little bit of a volume profile that we could play with if we wanted to really scalp this. But what I am looking at here is that we are, let's go down to the 15 and see how, if it is worse on the 15-minute. It hasn't even started turning on the 15-minute yet. RSI is still trending upwards. Your volume is trending upwards. Just starting to show some green momentum, or green up here. You're looking for your reversal signals, which would be down reversal of the little triangle that's up here. But you do have a higher low that is showing, and you are on a higher high. So unless this RSI breaks above here, then that would be bearish once it does try to retest. One of these things I was looking at here is just retesting this, which it kind of did already here, come up and then retest down before it ran a little further. So we could be looking at some differences. Let's see here. Let's look at the Bitcoin dominance, because I really wanted to show you this too. So Bitcoin dominance, even on the 15-minute, is falling right now. So let's look at the 10-hour so you can just see how basically it is straight down. Guys, when this happens here, everything is running faster than Bitcoin, essentially. That doesn't mean that Bitcoin is going down, because it's not. But once we break 60, I do believe we've already broke this low. We broke that low. So we've broken 2 lows already. So we've already started making lower lows. And when you start making lower lows instead of higher highs, you start turning into bearish, and we want the Bitcoin dominance to be bearish. We are looking for this type of motion here. This was the bull market last cycle back in 21. So as you can see, we went from about where we're at now and just nearly straight down. And this is a daily chart. And it bottomed, you know, in the bear market, but that bottomed here around less than 40%. So we have a 20% drawdown in the Bitcoin market dominance potentially to happen, if it doesn't go further than that, which, you know, it could only go down to the golden pocket that I showed here, that we stopped here and we come down to the golden pocket, but we could be looking for at least a 618 of 49 or down to 44.5. I don't really think we see the platinum pocket at 40, almost 42, but we could actually go even lower. It just depends on how much the other dominances take from Bitcoin. Going back to ADA here, go back to our 30-minute chart. So as I was saying, I'm looking for a long. Not quite sure we're going to be able to long on Strike due to the liquidity and other things there, but what I would say is I think this is a good entry, and the reason why I think this is a good entry is we have broke into the next volume profile. The Q3 24 value area low set around 87.5 cents or so, and what you would look for is it to come in and retest before it goes to the POC, and then once it goes to the POC and grabs the POC, confirms it, then you would see a trip to the value area high over $1. Over the POC would be $1, and that's one of the reasons why I put in it that I think we might see $1 today. If the market is bullish, which it may be, we may see a drawback. That may be the first couple of days of this week or something like that. Some bearish news might happen or other things to get so many of the bullish people out, because that's the way the liquidity works. Market makers got to make their money, and nobody can think that they know better than the entire market. So if you think you know what you're doing, check yourself, because you might wreck yourself. I definitely have done that a few times myself. So we're looking for it to come in, retest, come up to the POC and the value area high. Obviously, that can take days to weeks for that to happen, or we could see the parabolic bull run start today, and we could go from where we're at to over $1.13, just depending on how much and if ADA gets run, any news or anything else like that. So my call for today would be an entry at 87.8, and I like to take it out a little bit before the POC or whatever your target is, so you don't get it front run. And I'm looking for a big run here to almost 98.2. You can cut it in different levels. You can move your stop loss and everything there. So that's just what I'm looking for today. And want to be mindful that this is starting to show bearishness above this value area that we have just left. So just forewarning that this could be the bearish start of coming down and rechecking the POC that was down here at 70 cents. I'm not going to say that. The liquidity doesn't show that. So it's a possibility. Got to make sure that everybody out here is as informed as they can be. So over here on Strike Finance, if you want to be a liquidity provider, they currently are down 14.5% on the asset annual yield, but the USD annual yield is actually up 18% because ADA is what you are supplying, and ADA has gone up in value. So your yield has technically gone up because what you supplied is actually worth more now. So you have to be able to look at it both ways, but I also believe one ADA is one ADA, and if you're losing your ADAs, then you're losing your potential buying power in the future. It is what it is. So just so you can know, let's make this a little bigger so we can read this above my head here. So liquidity providers receive a share of the platform's revenue, a very large share, actually, 100% of the liquidated collateral. So if I open a position, I have to give you collateral in ADA to open the position. And if my position is liquidated, the liquidity providers take all of that collateral. They also have borrowing fees, which have gotten significantly higher, especially when the use of the protocol is on its high side, which it has been. The utilization is at 87%, which right now I do believe that would mean that we cannot open a long or a short because the utilization is over 85% to make sure that it protects the people that are already in their positions, because on this platform every position is backed 1-to-1 with liquidity in the pool. So if you do open your position, you don't have to worry about your position not being able to pay out. As we were saying, borrowing fees, traders, and 30% of the opening fees. So there is a disclaimer, and I want to help read this to you for them as well. You can withdraw your liquidity anytime if there's enough assets in the pool. If all funds are currently being borrowed, you may submit a withdrawal request and it will be processed as a pending order. Providing liquidity involves risk. As a liquidity provider, you take the opposite side of the trader's position. The house always wins. Most traders are not that intelligent, will get over leveraged, and in the end the liquidity will win. We just got to get past this side and make sure that we can, keep moving around. So if you're well out there and you want to actually get some position, move around, other things like that, come bring $1 million and drop it into Strike and let us play. It'd be real nice. I can't guarantee you that you won't lose your money because that's what this disclaimer says, but it will definitely give me something to play with. So while measures help protect liquidity providers, returns are not guaranteed every day, and past performance is not indicative of future results. So also, let's talk about their staking. So you have staking. So you Strike is their token, and it is a revenue yielding token from them. So you earn a percentage of the revenue generated by the Strike platform. 70% of all opening fees are distributed to the stakers once every 3 epochs, or 15 days if you don't know that epochs in Cardano are traditionally around 5 days. To qualify the rewards, you must keep your Strike staked in the entire duration of all 3 epochs. Any Strike that is unstaked prior to the distribution will not qualify for the rewards. And stake Strike and rewards can be withdrawn at any time. There is no locking. So that's another good thing. Their circulating supply that is staked is over 76%. That's over 17.5 million Strike. And currently there's 19,217 ADA on their next reward cycle on the 27th in 7 days. So let's see if we were able to. I do not believe so. Hey, look, there's one hell of a bearish candle. That would have been an awesome bearish candle to get a hold of there. We're at 86%. Some people are getting liquidated as we're watching. So 322, there's 82,000 short interest. So there are some people that are making some money right now, with 2.6 million in long interest. Now, I don't believe that, I know that we're not going to be able to, so I'm not going to try to open a position right now because it's over the 85% utilization. So with that being said, let's go over here and look at Mecha Labs. So Mecha Labs is one of the NFTs that HydroDrip is marketing for, and their mint is currently going on right now. You go over to their website and click the mint button. It'll take you over to Yeppel's page, and you're able to mint these NFTs one at a time at 99 ADA, and if you want to mint 5 in one transaction, we'll give you a 6th one free for 495 ADA. These bad boys here are CIP68 NFTs, and if you don't know what that means that you can modify them at a later date, you can burn them, you can change them, and it doesn't just change the picture that's pinned, it actually changes the metadata on the chain, so smart contracts can change and update. So with that that's giving the people the ability to increase their rarity and increase their yield from these NFTs. These NFTs are a infrastructure project that is buying immersion miners, and then the yield from the Bitcoin miners are going to go and become ADA and come into the Cardano system. So let's see. I want to show you one of their videos here real quick. Give me 1 second. And let's see. Let's jump. All right, so I just wanted to show you all those there, and to come over here and look at their rewards. So,
Welcome to
wrong button again. Sorry, guys. It's almost time for me to get off of here, so I'm trying to hurry up here. That's a button hitting the wrong buttons. Maybe I do need that thing that my brother was telling me about. So here is the revenue protocol. So when the miners rewards come back in as ADA, 30% of that reward is going to be yielded to Bolt stakers. Bolt is the native token that is going to be yielded from these NFTs. 20% is going to go to buybacks from the liquidity pool of the Bolt to be able to add to the dynamic yielding pair. 20% is going to be zapped into the LP, increasing liquidity, increasing their price, and 20% is going to be kept for compounding, and 10% in reserve. There is another picture I have here for you as well. So this kind of explains it maybe in a little different way, and it's kind of the same thing, just a little different picture if y'all want to look at that one. And then last but not least is my project. These are NFTs. We are over 50% minted, 52%. We have less than 1,200 left. And these NFTs do yield our token Hydra, Wojak Blue, CTV, World Mobile Token, Snack, Bodega, Igon, Bank, and Angels. We will have two more tokens that we will add to this yield and start adding to the rest of them once we get to 1,500 mints. So come on, guys, we only got about 300 more to get there, and then we add 2 more tokens to these yields and start adding to the tokens we already have to potentially increase their yield. Also, all of the NFTs stack. If you have 5 of any 5 of silvers, that's an extra 5 golds, 5 sapphires. And if you actually have 5 of each rarity, all 5, then that's the Hydro Paragon, which there are a few of us that are Hydro Paragons. And then you actually even have the potential of becoming a multiple Hydro Paragon. So that's when you hold a 5 of a kind of all 5 rarities multiple times. So those are people that are holding at least 50 of these NFTs to be able to have that on a 2x. So then that 2x would be a 32x times 2 of every one of these, and they all stack. So it is definitely a big bonus upgrade once you get to the Hydro Paragon, and once you get to the Hydro Paragon twice, and everything there. So let's get over here, and I want to show y'all real quick. Let's go to Twitter, and I'll show y'all a couple of our Eternals. So here is one of the Eternals from our, I can't zoom in on X, so that's as big as you can see it, I guess. So these are going to be actually pen on paper, not just digital. These are the digital sketches before this artist is going to ink these on A5 paper, sign the back of them, ship them to me, and these are going to be minted on the blockchain, they will have yield from our protocol. They are actually going to, the 33 of these will share 5% of the entire protocol's revenue. So, and there's different tiers at that. So the top one obviously will get more than the 33rd one and everything else like that. These will not be sold. These are going to be gifts. They are going to essentially, we are anointing you as an eternal in our project based upon your holdings of our HODL passes when we mint out. So actually it was a bigger one before I clicked on it. So this is another one here. The idea is that they're going to be black lines with pen and giving different viewpoints and other things like that. There's going to be 33 of them. And I think at this point I am rambling, guys. I do have to get ready for work and go to work today. It is Monday. So y'all have a great day. If you do use my positions that I showed you, please use a stop loss because the market can swing and it can be very volatile. But have a great day, guys. Peace.